Hi, buddy. Welcome back. Bit of a late start here. We're just going to get one game in. I think Jason's busy doing stuff, and I overslept a little bit, so... don't have a ton of time, but we'll see if we can keep our streak going of streaming at least one game every night for a while. I would like to try KENCH again. If it's a lot of ranged, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it. We got kind of clapped last time by trying to force KENCH into triple ranged. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't like unplayable, but I forgot all about these like skids. Excuse me. Is that platinum, emerald, gold, silver, bronze? How do I know how many split points I have? I'm not sure if I put this on. Did I already post it on X? I'm not sure. It's like some hot girl that used to post about scientific stuff. That was telling me quit her PhD and decided to become OnlyFans. I mean, it's whatever she wants to do with her life, man. That's the way I see it. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's terrible. I guess let's ban Jinx.
Come on.
But the thing is, like, just because it sounds like it's cool and she's like doing, just because you're like doing a lot of stuff with your brain or whatever, and there's, you know, this like tongues out for the frog. I mean, I guess I'll blind pick it. I don't think Tom KENCH, I don't think you're supposed to blind pick him, but
Call me king, call me demon.
it's because it sounds cool, it sounds empowering or whatever. It's like, oh, it's this woman getting a PhD, a hot woman getting a PhD or whatever. It doesn't mean she's enjoying it, right? Like, she maybe just burnt out. She might be poor. I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, I can tell you, just because you have a PhD does not mean that you're able to pay bills also. Now, dropping out of a PhD program to just specifically to do that, I don't know about that. But, I mean, I dropped out of my PhD at a certain point, and it's just, I was just really burned out, didn't care, and the way my life was going, I just didn't think I would need it or it was going to help me too much. Now, if she was doing a PhD in physics, that might be different. But when I was a teenager, there was a guy, the card shop that I went to, the dude who was a frequenter of the card shop, who works next door at the Subways, he's manager for Subways, he had a PhD in particle physics. So I remember he was really cool. He gave me all these old Scientific Americans. I thought they were awesome. But yeah, just because you have a PhD and you're a really smart person, I mean, it doesn't mean that you can pay bills or that you even like what you're doing at the end of the day. There's lots of PhDs in, make sure I got all the right stuff here. I'm gonna take font. So yeah, I mean, I know that sounds like sad and degenerate or whatever. Oh, she's wasting all this brain and all this talent and stuff like that to do OnlyFans. Like, maybe she likes doing that. I don't know. I don't follow people on OnlyFans, but you know, there probably are people that legit just enjoy doing that, enjoy putting on the show for people. Like, it's not, I don't think it's necessarily the same type of thing as the exploitative, you know, sex trade that people think of in the past, right? Where it's these, you know, human trafficking and enslaved, you know, basically enslaved women working for these ruthless pimps and things like that. There might be some of that, but I feel like with OnlyFans, there's probably a decent chunk that are just women that like what they're doing, and they're kind of calling their own shots. They're picking the kind of content they're doing. They're picking who they're working with. And you know, if that's what they want to do for entertainment, especially someone as old as she probably is, if she was working on a PhD, right? If she's like 25 or something, like at least like you know what you're getting into, right? Like you know what you're signing up for. I think there's something to be said if it's like an 18-year-old that has like no, like, not a lot of experience in life or whatever, doesn't fully grasp just how much that can hurt your ethos, right? How much that can hurt your reputation. But if you're 25, like you gotta be thinking, God. To fund our ice skating crew. Yeah, I mean, people can use it for money, too. I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to defend all sex work, and I know some of it is exploitative, but at the same time, you gotta let people just live their life and do what they want to do, too. Like, some people genuinely can enjoy doing sex work, right? Especially if they're picking their partner. If they're just, like, having sex with their, you know, boyfriend or one of their friends or something, or just doing solo stuff or whatever, and they're making $100,000 a year, like, okay. I mean, I might consider that myself, if I can make that kind of money. Now, I understand that just like YouTube and Twitch and everything else, you know, that's not going to be a lot of people doing that. So yeah, most people aren't going to do that. So I mean, but again, it's their choice, right? If they feel like they're making a free choice, especially if they're a little bit older and they're aware of what's going on. Again, like someone who just turned 18 that has a low level of education and awareness of social consequences and things like that, like that's a different kind of story. But I think, you know, like the age-old argument for drinking, kind of like if you're gonna let them vote, you know, if you're gonna let them, you know, smoke, you're gonna let them do all this stuff when they're 18 that potentially could, I guess voting's not a bad idea, but potentially influential. Go let them go fight in a war. Like, you gotta let them fuck, man. I don't know. You gotta pick an age at some point, and that's just what society has deemed like you're emotionally mature enough on average to make okay decisions about stuff with consequences. I don't think we can get her, probably. This is so weird. Yeah, I think there are plenty of OnlyFans girls and strippers and everything else where, you know, they don't want to do that their whole life. And I think a lot of them know they probably can't do that their whole life. So they're just using it as like a way to make some money and then, you know, do something else later. So I don't know. Obviously that Twitter thing is hating, and I know a lot of people hate too, but I think it's fine. You know, people, you know, always think, well, what if your daughter wanted to do that someday? It's like, I mean, if that's what she wants to do, I don't know if I would necessarily want to hear about it all the time. But I would support her if that's what she wanted to do. I would definitely try to tell her that, you know, there are consequences for doing that. So make sure that, you know, you understand that that will hurt your reputation in some circles and you can't undo that. But I don't even know, like, what the consequences are, though. Like, I was thinking, like, because you hear about college students doing it all the time. Now, being a student is different than being a professor, obviously. But, like, students could probably do it and not get kicked out of the university, I would imagine. But, like, if you're a professor, right, or a lecturer, and you have an OnlyFans, would that be a fireable offense? I don't know. I don't know if it explicitly says anything about sex work in the contract. I'm pretty sure there's probably some clause that's like basically a catch-all. If you do something that we would deem unethical that's not mentioned here, we can still fire you for it. Now, if you literally have tenure, I'm not sure. It's really hard to fire people with tenure. But if you're just someone that just works there, if you're like a lecturer, they're just not going to fire you. They're just not going to renew your contract, you know? If you're not basically guaranteed employment, like you are with tenure. It's probably wise not to test that theory, if anyone's, you know, a professor out there is thinking about it. Probably, I don't know. I mean, if you're making 6 figures versus, you know, a lot less as a lecturer, maybe. But just understand, you're probably going to get fired. Yeah, a high school teacher or any sort of teacher, elementary school teacher or something, yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is probably just the parents throwing a fit about it. Now, I get, obviously, like, having sex with students and things. That should be fireable. But I don't know, just doing sex work on your own that's, like, not involving any students. I can't believe she took that. Like, what? Because, I mean, it's just kind of people minding their own business, but, you know, what you do matters as far as, like, who people see you as, your ethos, your reputation, professionalization, even if it directly doesn't affect your job, if people see it as being unethical. And I've always said, I think it's really weird in our society that, especially in movies and things like that, people would rather watch their kids watching someone get decapitated. Like, they'd rather have somebody watch Saw than watch, like, a hardcore porn film. It's like, what? They're not even hardcore. I mean, some parents would probably rather their kid watch Saw than, like, softcore Cinemax, you know? Oh, the R makes you go 100% if you hit it with Briar? I didn't know that. That's, oof, that's risky. I thought it was just all these fools taking it. I thought it was like a Lee Sin Q. So yeah, like actual prostitution, again, just to be clear, where much higher level of exploitation, you know, on the street, possibly illicit drugs and things like that, that's a lot more questionable. But the OnlyFans thing, I think, is the most sterile version of that, where it's the least likely people are getting exploited. Although they can be, right? If they have an abusive boyfriend, or if they are being trafficked, they could be forced to do an OnlyFans or something. So I'm sure it still can happen. And I don't know any real world statistics on it. But if I had to guess, I would say it's a lot less than like traditional prostitution. But how many women could also be lifted out of, you know, poverty off of something like that too? Right? Especially, you know, these like the stereotypical like Eastern European type of people that come from really like really poor economies or something all of a sudden, right? Where they could work at McDonald's or something maybe and get whatever you would get in Romania for working at a McDonald's, right? $3 an hour. I don't know if that's true, but you know what I'm saying? Like a lot less. And then, or you can do OnlyFans and get, you know, even something like $30K a year in a lot of places around the world is a lot of money. But I just kind of am, in general, a, you know, mind your business, let people make their own decisions. For the most part. I'm less of that than I used to be. Kind of libertarian-esque about rights, but... Or what, I don't even know if it's rights is the word, but... Personal choices. Yeah, there are some scenarios where that stuff would not necessarily be a personal choice if it involves kids or, you know, coercion of some sort, but... I think you just gotta let people make decisions. She have... I think she has ult. I don't know if she does. Hey, Merry Christmas, Faded!
Nothing escapes hunger.
Oh! I mean, that was pretty cool by the Caitlyn, but... I thought the person coming up was our team. It was not. I thought it was Soul. It's out of the corner of my eye. That was incorrect. Well, I don't know. I should have been more cautious. I got flanked pretty hard.
Mercy has no flavor.
Oh, shh. I'm getting the wrong item. Are these the same things? No. So it has that. It doesn't have the movement speed. The next item I'm going to get has movement speed. But you know, Warmogs is not that bad on Kench either. It is less damage, but it's harder to get, like, back into the fight. Or, never mind.
Everyone ends downriver.
Let me get better vision. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Now we shall.
No one's over here. That's annoying. I can't get there. I mean, she's gonna be right there.
Expansively unique.
Oh god.
Let us eat voraciously.
Oof, that's too much. Okay, Kench is pushing mid.
The river never stops.
They did get the Yorick.
Ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Now we got mid. I mean, that's not too bad. Well, I accidentally went on Warmogs, to be fair. I was sort of autopiloting, just talking about random stuff. Yeah, I need control words. What are we getting next? I think people have been getting this
Ally has
Unending
been slain.
Despair. But I could also just do the HP item next. Oh my, how did everybody die?
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
What the fuck? I got Caitlyn, I guess Yorick just deleted? Like, I legit don't understand.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I mean, it's not Yorick's fault. I don't understand how we lost that. Like, I had, what's her name, in such a terrible position. Briar was spit out under our tower at 50% HP.
The only real sin is to deny a craving.
I was unending the play. Okay, I guess I can still get that.
We all Gorman dies from time to time.
Oh my god. Oh, she has the fucking... Oh no, yeah, she does have the claw too. God, please don't let this Leona solo you. I don't know. Am I supposed to just... Maybe I'm supposed to stay back and peel instead of going for the W on the Kate. I've almost had her a couple of times, but... Football team the other night. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I honestly didn't watch the game. I just watched the replay, and... I don't know what the fuck happened, dude. They got blasted. It was not a good showing. Looked like a number 1 versus a number 32 team or something. I don't... Maybe the matchups are bad. Maybe people got injured. Bad play calling. Demoralized. I don't know. It had to be a little bit of everything. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really think you got a lot of excuses for that kind of stat line. Can't just be like, oh, it was the refs or something. It's like... I mean, we're pretty close to having Soul. I don't know how we're falling. This happened with KENCH the other night, too. I mean, I know he's notoriously not as good later in the game. He has, like, a lot of damage, but he has very limited CC. And it just feels like with his defense, I also just kind of get deleted by most tanks at a certain point. Do I get the 30 or do they get the 30? I thought it was split. Are you fucking kidding me? The Leona's who you're going for? Man, that was pretty slick how I dodged her. But then the Urgot's just like sitting in the dragon pit. That would have been slick. Well, yeah, but there's nothing else to build. But yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, I mean, like, your defense is not that good. Like, your health... I mean... Having high health, that's just everything on Tahm Kench. It's just all about health. Right? Like, his Q does more damage. His passive does more damage. His Grayskin is more effective. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I just think that it's pretty much all tanks, just about all support tanks are just going to get melted. But like his steroid, like his Grayskin is just not as good and just doesn't scale, I don't feel like, as well as like Leona's W, for example. Or like a Nautilus shield. Kind of wish they'd buff Grayskin. They can't really buff KENCH that much because of top lane KENCH. If they buffed his tankiness or sustain or whatever.
Every river ends in me.
Looks like we're just always in the wrong place. How is Yorick down 50 CS? Like, he's literally all he's done is split push all game, and Urgot's been in every fight. Look, like, Urgot has 16 KDA. Yorick has 3. And he's getting out-farmed by, like, 35. Like, what? How is that even possible? The fuck? Now, look at him, he's out splitting! I guess Yorick's doing bottom too. Guess we're trading inhibitors, but... Holy shit. How is he doing so much damage?
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I thought I could at least grayskin. There wasn't even that much grayskin available. How much does it do? 15% is stored. Oh my god, dude, that's so bad one-on-one. I didn't realize it had been nerfed that hard. 15%. You have to be near 3 people
Is unstoppable. Enemy
to go to 42%. I mean, obviously a hard nerf for like top lane KENCH, but holy shit. Well, yeah, I know that, but it looked like there was just no grayskin. I didn't know that it was only 15%. Like, that's pathetic. Tom KENCH basically only has 3 skills. That's even worse than like Rakan's Q. Yeah, they're gonna get it. God bless, that's real bad. Like, his Q is really strong, his R is really strong, his W is like, okay, but the E is, Jesus, it's so bad. Yeah. I mean, they're just clapping us on kills right now, though. I feel like we're getting outscaled real hard. Vayne is kind of fed, but this feels pretty light on the damage. Like, Caitlyn's just, like, fucking killing people in, like, 2 shots. Vayne is still, it's gonna take, like, 15 shots. I feel like Static plus Blade is too cute.
An enemy is legendary. An enemy has been slain.
From suffering, my banquet is born.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Oh, they're going mid.
I search for bargains wherever fools cross my domain.
God bless, I can't press E. Fuck. Alright, this might be it for KENCH. It's so frustrating. Just get chain CC'd and deleted through 3,500 health before I can even press E.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Like, I can do that on Rakan. But I can do so many other things, too. It feels like Rakan might even be tankier. I don't know, man. Like, I'm really disappointed in how tanky this KENCH is. Like, he feels good if you get a lot of value out of his R. If you stop a bunch of stuff in a team fight. But if they have a longer range champ, or, you know, something like a Caitlyn that's turbo fed, that's always been a problem. But you can't frontline that for anything. Like, you're not soaking any damage. Shh. I even got the grayskin off. Okay, maybe Soul just kills them all here.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon. Your inhibitor has respawned.
I even got the grayskin off and it still didn't matter. Hey, what's up?
Enemy's inhibitor has respawned.
I'm Amia. Victor, I guess, is okay. I mean, his win rate's really good. I think I just saw a couple of really bad Victors when he first got reworked. But he seems to be doing pretty well overall.
Everyone ends downriver, eventually.
The fuck? Holy. No. That's bad. Fuck. I should have waited on the E on her first and then try to W out. She could have still just Q stunned me, but... Oh, Victor's support thoughts. Is that what you're saying? I think Victor's support is probably not great. I read that wrong. I thought you were saying what's up to me and then asking is Victor support or is Victor good? I haven't seen him as support, to be fair, but typically stuff that takes a lot of gold or a lot of levels is not the best for support. That's not always true, but man, this soul is trying to keep us in it.
Let us eat voraciously and
Your team has destroyed. Enemy rampage. Has destroyed a turret.
Or can we get this or no?
anything of depth is deceitful.
The enemy's tower has respawned.
Sin is to deny.
Diana, are you shitting me going for blue right now? Fuck. I don't think I can eat him out of that. Did she get out? That'd be crazy. Wow. Blast cone. Oh, he just won? Nice. He got it. I mean, we did have a couple of good sort of saves with, but man, like, against all these, especially like just Caitlyn, that was the thing that stomped me last time. It feels bad. These get blown up. I'll give it to Yorick for not tilting. Everyone's talking shit about him. He just played his game. It's so crazy. I think I still have a negative win rate, and I'm like Platinum 2. But I did end Emerald 4, I think, last time on this account. I might be back closer to 50%. No, that's the other. How am I doing on this account? It's so funny. My Smurf is like a full league over my main now. So we're like almost 50% on that one. Oh, we've been running hot lately, I guess. In our 3 games we played in the last month. On this account. Season 3. Wait. What does top tier mean? Is that the highest you've been? Oh, split 3. Oh, so now it's showing the highest that you've been in the split, period. Anyways, okay. Well, I got to get out of here. Got to do some family stuff tomorrow. Get to P1 so we can match up. That'll be fun. I don't know. If I'm close, you know, down the line here, the first week of January or whatever, if I'm close to break points on these accounts, then I'll, you know, maybe stream a little bit more for 1 or 2 nights and see if we can get to Emerald on this account and Platinum on the other one. All right. Thanks. You too, Amamiya. Good to see you. And as always, Faded, Butter, everyone else came out tonight. I appreciate y'all coming, hanging out. And other than that, have a great Christmas Eve, and I'll see y'all next time.